Why does consistency create miracles which talent cannot? We have seen ordinary people achieve extraordinary things, while talented people often remain stuck. The answer is simple: consistency beats talent. Why does it create miracles? That is, consistency create miracles. This question can change the direction of your entire life because we have grown up believing talent is everything. We look at others and say they are gifted, lucky, naturally good, but we rarely see the hours, the repetition, the everyday showing up behind the scenes. Talent shines early, consistency shines forever, they say. A talented person can start strong, but if they stop showing up, the world forgets them, isn't it? A consistent person may start slow, but step by step, they become unstoppable, they say. There were two boys, Sunil and Mohan. They dreamed of becoming great writers. Sunil had talent, incredible talent. Words flowed from him like music. Teachers praised him, and he believed success was guaranteed. Mohan was very ordinary. His writing was simple, plain, sometimes even dull, they used to say. But he wrote every day, and even when nothing brilliant came out, even when no one praised him, even when he doubted himself, he kept showing up. He did not give up. Years later, Sunil had written a few pages. Mohan had written an entire book, isn't it? And the world did not ask who was born talented, isn't it? The world recognizes the one who has achieved, one who has finished. Consistency turns ordinary into extraordinary. Let's look deeper. Talent is like a seed. Beautiful, yes. But a seed produces nothing without daily water, sunlight, care, isn't it? It needs care. But consistency is called the watering. Consistency is the care. Consistency turns seed into tree and tree into forest, isn't it? People admire success but rarely admire process. We clap for victory but ignore the practice. We notice the performance but miss the hundreds of silent, unseen hours behind it, isn't it? Success does not arrive in a moment. It accumulates gradually like slow forming gold. Consistency is quiet. It works in the dark. It works when no one is watching. And one day the result appears like miracle. But it was never magic in the first place. It was compounding effort, isn't it? Think about the athletes, singers, entrepreneurs, book authors, artists. Some were not the best when they began, but they became the best because they refused to stop. Talent, as they say, can skip steps in the beginning. Consistency never stops climbing. Now let us reflect on ourselves. How often we have started something with excitement, but within days or weeks, the energy faded, motivation goes away, and the habit collapses. Not because you were incapable, but because you depended on feeling good instead of showing up regardless. This you would have seen many of the time when you have decided you have to start walking or doing exercises or going for some special health maintenance classes, isn't it? We start with a lot of enthusiasm, but within a few days or weeks, it evaporates. The motivation evaporates, and we go back to being what we were earlier, probably a bit lazy, isn't it? Consistency begins when motivation ends. Anyone can work on a good day. Consistency is working even when the day is dull, hard, uninspiring. That is where miracles are born. There was a young guitarist, Tara. She wanted to play like the great musicians, but she struggled. Her fingers were hurting, her chords were wrong. She compared herself to talented players and felt like quitting, but she kept on. Daily practicing 15 minutes per day, every day, not hours, not intense, just daily. Initially, there was no difference. Then, after months, the improvement was clear. After years, she played beautifully. People watched her performance and said, "You are gifted." But never they saw the evenings she almost quit, the days she was not in the mood, the night she practiced quietly instead of scrolling on her phones, social media. Nowadays, people spend their time a lot on social media. Nowadays, isn't it? Consistency transforms effort into excellence. There is something powerful here, isn't it? Consistency builds discipline. Discipline builds identity. And identity creates unshakable success. You stop saying, "I'm trying." You start saying, "This is who I am. I'm going to show up." Right. Most people fail not because they lack talent, as they say, but because they stop too soon. They give up easily. There is no persistence. They want progress to be fast, but real growth is slow, gradual, and invisible. You plant the seed, nothing happens. You water it daily, still it may take time. Then one fine day, a green shoot appears. That is consistency. It breaks through quietly after months of silence. Progress is invisible unless until it becomes obvious. Now take a deep breath and look at your own life. Where have you been inconsistent? Where have you started and stopped? Where have you waited for motivation instead of building habits? You do not need to change everything overnight. You only need to repeat small steps every day. One day, one page becomes a book. One skill a month becomes mastery. One small commitment, repeated, transforms identity. Let me give you a formula. It's not a strict one, a living one. Choose one goal of life and give it daily attention, even a little. Show up every day for it. Slow, gently, repeatedly, and watch how the universe bends towards your effort. Consistency separates dreamers from achievers. The world is full of talented people who never lived probably up to their potential. But history only remembers the ones who persisted, isn't it? They became the miracle because they refused to stop, give up. Think of the future version of you, a vision empowered, confident, skilled, respected. That future for you is not built through bursts of efforts, but through sustained, steady action daily. Imagine looking back 5 years from now. Will you say, "I kept going," or "I kept restarting and quitting"? Consistency is commitment without applause, work without recognition, faith without immediate reward. Yet it leads to results so big you will one day call them miracles. Now I leave you with a thought. Talent is a gift you are given. Consistency is a gift you give yourself. Continuing even when it feels slow is your superpower. Nothing extraordinary grows fast, but everything extraordinary grows daily. That is why average consistent people outperform brilliant inconsistent ones. That is why consistency creates miracles. Talents cannot. So, to summarize, talent is potential, consistency is transformation. Small daily efforts beats occasional brilliance. Progress is invisible, it's not visible, then undeniable. Consistency builds identity, and identity builds destiny. Your success is not decided by talent, but by showing up. If this message touched you, do one thing today. Choose one habit, repeat it tomorrow, then repeat it again. Small steps every day, not perfection, just presence. Share this with someone who needs hope. Say it out loud. I will stay consistent. Your miracle begins here. So keep rising to success. Keep rising stronger to success.